Do you have a bottle or a brand that you just can't seem to pass by in the store? We have 6.
And we're going to share them with you today.
Hi friends, I'm Laura, this is Troy, we're Baker Drinks, and here's our top 6 bottles or brands of whiskeys that we can't seem to pass up. Yeah. As you can see, first one here, we've got the Old Forester single barrel strength bottle. We're not doing a review today, we're just going through the bottles that we love the most.
Yeah, so this bottle right here is a unicorn for a lot of people, and it certainly was for us. We went a long time without seeing a single one, and then all of a sudden in about the past year they popped up everywhere and we were able to get 6 of them. And honestly, if they kept popping up, I would keep collecting them.
I mean, maybe if we ever finished one. I don't know that we need more than 6 on the shelf.
I don't know if I could finish one. That would break my heart. I'd have tears.
I think you'd get over it.
These are my precious.
I know. You're crazy. But what do we love about it? The flavor.
Yeah, it's a flavor bomb. They're super high proof, so you get the mouth experience along with the flavor. That super dark, fruity banana, just a punch right in the mouth in a good way.
I mean, we love anything with the Old Forester name on it is a hit.
Yeah, so we've also got like the Whiskey Row series. We'll be looking for the new 1924 when it comes out. You know,
about that.
We've got the Old Forester 100, the Old Forester 100 Rye, the Statesman. I mean, we love Old Forester as a brand, but specifically these single barrel strengths are just a next level product. We actually have a birthday bourbon too. I would say that that's probably up in this range if these were tiered, but it just does not pack the same punch in the mouth that these do.
Yeah, and I mean, I got nothing else to say about it. We just love them.
Yeah.
Another brand that we absolutely love and we keep picking up more bottles of, and we probably will keep picking up new bottles when we see them, Old Elk.
Yeah, so Old Elk out of Colorado catches a lot of hate because, one, it's very high malt, so it's got a different profile than a Kentucky bourbon, and 2, the price. We acknowledge right off the bat, these are super expensive as far as the whiskeys that you're getting. You know, most of them are in that $80 to $90 range. There's a couple here that are even a little higher than that.
Probably this.
For whatever reason, flavor, we absolutely love these, and we have quite a few, as you can tell.
So, yeah, this brand, it's all about the flavor for me. I mean, both of us really enjoy malts.
Yes.
Single malts, malty bourbons, malty ryes. We like that flavor profile, so this would definitely not be for someone that doesn't like the flavor profile.
This one right here is a straight wheat whiskey. This is a store pick. This one here is just the blended straight bourbon, and this one is probably both of our least favorite in this lineup, but I got it because it came with that really cool Old Elk topper, the pour spout, and I think last Christmas these came out in like a package for, you know, mid-40s.
Yeah, so that one's a fine price, but it's not, we didn't get it for the flavor.
Yeah. This guy right here is a port cask finish, and this guy right here is an Armagnac finish.
Yeah, and then we've got Sour Mash Reserve. This one's not my favorite, but Troy really likes it.
It's really good.
I think sour mashes are just kind of hit or miss for me. I either really enjoy the flavor or I don't like it at all. So, who knows? I might come back to it and like it in the future. Then we've got the cigar cut. Oh, so good. We love that one. I hope they keep coming out with it.
I hope so too.
Easy to find because I could see us finishing this one and wanting to reach for another one.
Yeah, and that cigar cut, it got a lot of unwarranted hate from the whiskey tube world. I think people were expecting like a cheaper Joseph Magnus cigar blend.
Yeah, maybe they just think that it should be that same profile. But it's a different whiskey to start with, so of course it's going to taste different.
Yeah, and I don't want all of my whiskeys to taste the same.
No.
Which, as you can see, we love the varieties.
And then this one, straight rye whiskey. We absolutely love this one. This is our second bottle of it. I think it's one of our go-to favorite ryes for sure. And then we've got the Infinity Blend. This is last year's, I believe. Also quite good. But we're Old Elk fans, and we definitely recommend them for people. Probably find someone that has a bottle and try it before you get it.
Yeah, because it is that high malt mash bill, so you do taste that malt.
Or if you don't like malt, just stay away from it. Other than the rye. The
Yeah,
rye is not malty.
It's a 95.5 rye, so
yeah.
it's a legit good rye. I highly recommend that one, and I think it's coming in about $65.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the next one.
All right.
As you can see, we have quite a few of this brand. Wasn't planned that way. It's just we keep finding new finishes that we love.
Yeah. So with Nulu, you know, it catches a lot of hate as well. You know, it's sourced, I believe, MGP, and it's expensive. It's a combination that people tend to frown upon. You know, there's a lot of good sourced MGP out there that's a lot cheaper, but in our opinion, Nulu is one of those brands that blends and finishes better than most. And, you know, we back that up with this collection.
I think it's really the finishes. So if you like finished whiskey, I think they're a great brand for that because they have a lot of different finishes that we don't see very often, and the finishes that aren't unusual, they do a good job with. So that's why we have so many of them.
Yeah, and so not all of these are great. We've got a couple here that you know we haven't liked, but enough of them are spectacular that we will take the risk on trying a new one. You know, one, because we trust the brand, and two, there's not a lot of bars around here that have Nulu.
There's not a lot of bars around here that have a whole lot of anything.
Exactly. So over here on my left, your right, I guess. So this is one of my favorite in this entire lineup. This is the Amberana finished. You know, Laura's done a review of this. We've talked about it in other videos. Think like a Christmas or holiday spice cake with cream cheese frosting. That is this guy right here. It is fantastic. If you get a chance to find one of these, it's probably my favorite Amberana finish of any Amberanas that I've tried.
It is my favorite Amberana finish as well. And
that means a lot coming
from you. That means a lot because I don't like Amberana, but I actually do like that bottle. I mean, I probably won't really drink it. I think pretty much he'll drink it because he loves Amberana and I don't love Amberana, but I do like that bottle. They must have like barely aged it in Amberana compared to everyone else because it's not overpowering. It gets that flavor without being like, oh my gosh, this is like a melted candle, which is what I get out of every other bottle I've tried. But I keep trying more because, you know, the more and more brands that are doing it, I feel like they can only get better because where they started, my bar's way down low.
Yeah. So second here, this is the Double Oak, and this is actually an ADHD whiskey single barrel pick called Double Oak. But I mean, if you're not into the double oaks, this one right here will change your mind for sure. It is a fantastic pour.
It actually did change my mind because I I used to also not like double oaked or toasted barrels or any of those. even like the Old Forester 1910 that everyone loves. I didn't like.
The Woodford double oak you said smelled like dirty feet.
Well, I stand by that. But this one changed my mind, and as you'll see, we have more double oaks and toasted.
Yeah, this is a toasted rye. It's a Bourbon Junkies pick. And
that one's so good.
Toasted marshmallows and rye. It's good. It's probably one of my favorite toasted ryes on the market anywhere. This one here is a Total Wine pick. It is just toasted French oak staves. Delicious. This guy right here is probably my favorite of the entire lineup, even above the Amberana. This is their
shocking to me.
Honey finish.
I mean, I thought it was my favorite, but now I gotta share.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of honey finishes out there, the honey is overpowered. I think they're more infused. But whatever Nulu did on this one, they did right. It's the bourbon still shines through, and the honey is just in the background and on the finish. It's really good.
I love it. It makes me want to keep looking for honey finishes. I hear there's so many good ones, but either the price is insane. I mean, this one wasn't cheap, or I just can't find them because, you know, they just don't make it out here, I guess. Next, we have a rye. Is this just a rye?
It's just a rye.
Just a rye. But this one was picked. It was another ADHD whiskey pick. We love picks of bottles.
Yeah, it's really good. And this is from Matt Madness Season 2. That was like the theme pick for that tournament.
And then we've got a single barrel of a toasted Nulu. This one's from Sealbox. I think we just wanted to compare different toastings, toasted double oaks. There's one that's...
Yeah, we love that toasted rye so much. We wanted to try a toasted bourbon.
Yeah. And then this one is just a single barrel bourbon. Again, we just wanted to see what they're starting with before they're finishing, so that's why we got this one. Oh gosh, this one's so good. It is a bourbon finished in apple brandy barrels. This is another ADHD whiskey. He called it Friggin' Apples. It is delicious.
Yeah, it's so good. And you know, there's a reason why people like ADHD whiskeys, Matt Porter and the Bourbon Junkies, Dan and Sean, choose so many of these Nulu products. Their blending and finishing is legit. If you haven't tried one, or you've kind of walked by it in the aisle because of the price and the fact that it's just MGP, give it a try.
So then we've got another bourbon finished in apple brandy barrels. So this is another ADHD pick. Oh yeah, this one's toasted bourbon and finished in apple brandy barrels. So this one is really, really good. I wish we had more than one bottle. It's so good. But this one was Matt Madness Hardcore.
Yeah, so that was the Season 3 bottle.
And then last,
our least favorite of the lineup,
is the double toasted. So this is toasted bourbon finished with toasted French oak staves. It's not bad. It's just out of all of these.
Yeah, it was. I think because the French oak and the toasted bourbon, I was expecting a lot more. I feel like that particular one was overdone, and it turned a little bitter.
Yeah. But we like this brand. We'll probably keep getting them. See what kind of finishes we can find that they do next.
Yeah.
Another one of our favorites, Elijah Craig.
Periodically released, Heaven Hill. Probably one of the best bourbons out there as far as proof, price, and quality goes. You know, there are variances between the batches every year, the A, the B, and the C. But the variances aren't bad. They're all still worth chasing. I've not been let down by a single one.
It's good again.
Yeah, you know, and if we were to put every bottle here in a lineup and taste through them, we would pick a winner, we would pick a loser. It's just the nature of tasting through things that have a variance in flavor. But at the end of all of that, aside from being really drunk, we would say that we liked them all, and there wasn't a bad one in it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that most people would agree. It's just such a good one. And we've got, we've got single barrels here, and the single barrels. This is a 9-year. I think this guy is a 10-year, and this 10-year from Bourbon Baller Lee is probably the best out of all of these.
It probably is.
I would put that head to head against any Stag Junior or Stag ever, and it would probably, if not win, it would be, top couple. We've got the A, B, and C 21s.
A, B, and C of 22 and A and B of 23. But, and then I've also got these Barrels for Hope, single barrels, and they're all good. We love them.
Yeah.
We're going to keep getting them. I mean, there might be a time when we don't like them, but currently we're a big fan.
Yeah, and here real soon we're going to be out on the hunt for the C923. It comes out, this is August, and it comes out next month.
Yeah, and we usually find them right away in Oregon. They seem to make it to shelves quite quickly, unlike everything else that we always have to wait for.
Yeah, in fact, most of these on here you could probably still find in Oregon right now.
And this one, of course, it's on the list. This is Troy's go-to, as more him than me. I don't hate the pour, but I definitely could easily walk by it, but not him.
Yeah, and she says she doesn't hate the pour, and she's 100% correct, because every time I pour it in a glass, she's like, what's this? This is really good. And I'm like, I know. So, like the Old Forester single barrel was my precious. This is also my precious.
This probably more than the Old Forester.
Yeah. Wild Turkey, you got that dusty, cinnamony, funky, nutty, orangey deliciousness. It's so good. And these coming in at 110 proof, every one of them is fantastic. I see these on the shelf and it's a buy all day long. And in Washington, these single barrel picks, they're like $100 now. They ain't cheap. And I still will pony up those bucks every time. Every time.
It's usually his, it was like his birthday bottle every year, but we found a couple that weren't his birthday.
So
but most of them are February if you look at them.
Yeah, like
February.
3 years in a row at Total Wine, they got the Russell's single barrel pick that was dumped like before my birthday and bottled right after my birthday, and we ended up with 3 of them 3 years in a row. So up until we got the birthday bourbon, this was my birthday bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
And you just cannot go wrong with it. If you've ever had one of these, you know. What do they say? If you know, then you know.
Sure, that's what they say now, at least.
Yeah, so do not sleep on these if you see them. Even the Shelfer single barrel, they're all fantastic.
Is it the same price, or is it
That one's
cheaper?
a little cheaper.
Okay.
I think that one's like mid-60s, and then you step up a good
So this is
30
just
bucks.
Wild Turkey or Russell saying this is a good one.
Yep.
No one picked it, so we're picking it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're all 110 proof. I always I always forget that, and I'm like, well, what's the proof on it? And he's like, it's 110. They're all 110. So they're single barrels, but they're not like at barrel strength. They are proof to 110, so they're very consistent. I mean, there are differences in them, obviously, but they have a consistent profile because of the proof. The mouth experience.
Look at that guy right there. That's going to be a sad day.
I guarantee he cries. We're going to finish it on a live stream just so you guys can see the tears. Pretty soon. Pretty soon.
The struggle is real.
Next is my favorite.
All right, let's set her up.
And if you have watched our channel much, you will know I consider myself a Jack girl. So here we are, Jack Daniels.
Here we are. She made fun of Troy for having 6 bottles of Russell's and 6 bottles of Old Forester barrel strength.
We couldn't even fit all the Jack on the shelf, on the table.
I think that someone in this relationship has a problem, and it's probably not me.
I don't see a problem here. I see happiness and deliciousness.
And empty bank accounts. Yeah, so Jack Daniels, Tennessee whiskey, Tennessee rye, Tennessee malt whiskey.
All of them. Just give me all of the Jack Daniels. Single Barrel Select is my go-to. I love these. I am, at one point in time, I definitely considered myself a proof hound. I don't consider myself one anymore. This one, this 47% alcohol, 94 proof, this is my go-to. This is so good.
People
and we have
sleep
several.
on that bottle, and there is so much flavor in those. The shelfer is good, but if you can find a store pick in that Black Label 94 proofer, don't pass it up, because those have so much flavor in them.
So good. They're so good. Oh, that's still. I guess we got 4 different ones of that because we love it so much. And then these, we hunt for Jack Daniels. If we're gonna hunt for something, it's gonna be Jack Daniels. So we have the 10-year, but this is batch 1. It's not the new one, and then the 12-year. I don't know how much you spent. It doesn't matter. It was a gift for our anniversary because he knows I love my Jack Daniels.
I probably overspent, but I was comfortable with it. Washington, you're overspending for everything anyways. It's ridiculous here.
Sinatra Select. I love this bottle. I was so sad when someone told me to add a little water to the bonded, and they're the same because I thought there was no way. And I did, and it was so similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this guy right here, not the bottle in bond, but the bonded. I don't remember what channel said that, but he said he was on a tour at Jack Daniels, and the tour guide told him that they used the same barrels for both, and it's basically the same juice. This is just 100 proof, and that one's 90.
90. But Jack Daniels does great things with these lower proofs. I love this. I prefer it over the bonded, so I guess when it's gone, I'll just keep getting the bonded and add a little bit of
drop
water.
Of water, yeah.
Because it improves it, which I wouldn't think I'd need to do on a 100.
Try that experiment at home if you have both of these. It'll blow your mind.
Maybe a little sad, but I guess it saves me a little money in the long run.
Yeah. So over here we've got the single barrel proofs. A couple picks and then a couple shelfers. Like I talked about with the ECBPs, the price for the quality and the proof, it can't be beat. These are just so good, and they come in waves. Sometimes you go in the store and they've got like 2 rows of them, and then you go like a month or 2 without seeing them at all. And I've heard that that's the same thing around the country. So the word's out. People are no longer sleeping on these. They're snatching them up as soon as they see them, and you should, because it's worth it.
It was the first high proof stuff that I enjoyed.
So the old number 27 here, it's a bit gimmicky, or gold number 27, I guess. We picked this one up pretty early on in collecting whiskeys. It was on the top shelf. It was cool. The packaging is nice. It stood out from everything else. I think we paid like $100 for it. It's finished in maple wood, and it's okay. It's nothing special. I would not waste my money on this unless you've just got $100 to burn and you need to finish your Jack Daniels collection.
Yeah, I think it used to only be available outside. It was like a travel exclusive.
Yeah. Yep.
And now it's here.
It looks pretty on the shelf. We don't really drink it a whole lot. This guy, brand new to the lineup, the single barrel proof rye. it is like next level good. We drank this the first time and we're like, it tastes just like the single barrel proof whiskey. So we did it in a blind. We made a video. You may or may not have seen it, but we made a video. We both eventually were able to pick this guy out, but
But it was tough.
It was tough, and if you watch that video, we did a lot of editing on the back and forth before we finally settled on this guy. But supposed to be a shelfer. They're not yet. They're snatched up as soon as they hit. Be patient. Eventually they're going to be out there and everybody can try one. This guy right here is the single barrel rye, the original. It's the 94 proofer as well. It's okay. We've had this one a long time. We're just at half a bottle. We don't drink it often. Next, speaking of single malts, this is the twice barreled American single malt. This was 2022's special release, and we hunted high and low for this guy, and we finally were able to find it. I saw it at a store for $700 in Washington, and then
the next time we went there, it was like
$199
a lot.
Because it's probably still sitting there for $199. But anyways, Jack Daniel's apparently is going to be coming out with this as a shelfer as well.
I don't know if it's going to be the same.
It's a single malt. It's probably not finished. This guy is twice barreled and finished in sherry, I believe, Oloroso sherry. Yeah. But as far as the single malt game goes in America, I think you've got the Pacific Northwest.
Rocking it. Lots of good Pacific Northwest single malts.
You've got Texas.
They got some good ones
You've
too.
got Colorado, and then it just kind of falls flat on its face in Kentucky and that region. I don't think Kentucky does single malts well at all. Tennessee is going to be entering into the realm of good single malts because this is fantastic, and if their shelfer's anything like this, I can't wait.
Yeah, I hope it's good. We've got a couple more. I love this one, triple mash. I've heard some places that it's allocated, probably because lots of other people enjoy it as well. So this is a blend of bonded American malt, rye, and Tennessee whiskeys. So it sounds weird, but I love the flavor. I think it's absolutely amazing. It's like bubble gum and sweet, fruity, a little different than anything you've experienced.
Like banana bubble gum.
Yeah, it's really, good.
Yeah, and then finally, the granddaddy of them all, right there, sorry. However, Coy Hill. This was the 2021 special release. They came out and were gone, and people are still hunting them and paying like $1,000 for them. This guy, 143.3 proof.
Oh my
We've
goodness.
not drank a bunch of this. It's not one that you're going to sit and drink a bunch of.
Well, and it's not replaceable.
Yeah.
So.
It's a very special pour for special occasions. It's got dust on it. But yeah, this is fantastic. If you were able to get one of these, or the Coy Hill small batch, I heard was even better, but we did not.
Wow.
We didn't even see it because they're just gone instantly. But if you're able to get anything Coy Hill, good for you, because they're amazing, and it is a lot of people's, best whiskey lifetime type of bottle.
I could definitely see that. It is amazing.
Yeah. So that's 6 of the bottles or brands that we just can't walk past when we're in a liquor store if they've got one there, and it's like the single barrels or something new, unique. We'll grab them every time.
Yeah. If you like this content, let us know. Consider subscribing if you aren't. Like the video, comment on it. We love replying to the comments. We love reading them. And I want to know what people like to, or what you guys are reaching for and buying all the time.
Yeah, give us your list.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Cheers.
Cheers.
Have a great day. I just want to remind you guys that I will be doing a giveaway once I hit 1,000 subscribers on my live stream. We will be giving away a Henry McKenna 10, an Eagle Rare, and a Blanton's. I just need you to subscribe, share my videos, leave comments, anything you can, and then join on the live stream once we hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching. Cheers.